Hello everyone, I hope you are good and feeling well. For today, we will be tackling about a specific place and we are going to explore Malaysia. To start with, let us watch this video about Malaysia.
Kita indah di mata dunia, hidup harmoni berbilang bangsa, wajah riang manis senyuman, sejahtera sealun senada sejiwa. Jiwa kita semua, Visit truly Asia, Malaysia, warna-warni kehidupan bahagia. Malaysia, melawat Malaysia, pentas seni budaya dan bangsa. Visit truly Asia, Malaysia, segala bermula di sini, di Malaysia.
So, what comes in your mind if you hear the country Malaysia? Well, Malaysia is also called as the land of indigenous Malays. And Malaysia has 13 provinces, and these are Perlis, Kedah, Pulau Penang, Perak, Selangor Kuala Lumpur, Negeri Sembilan, Melaka Melaka, Johor, Pahang, Kelantan Terengganu, Sabah, and Sarawak. And now, let's talk about the location of Malaysia. Malaysia, country of Southeast Asia lying just north of the equator that is composed of two non-contiguous regions, and these are Peninsular Malaysia or Semenanjung Malaysia, also called as West Malaysia or Malaysia Barat, which is on the Malay Peninsula, and East Malaysia or Malaysia Timur, which is on the island of Borneo. And the capital of Malaysia is Kuala Lumpur, that lies in the western part of Peninsula, about 25 miles or 40 kilometers from the coast. And now let's talk about their government. The type of their government is Westminster Parliamentary System. The Westminster System or Westminster Model is a type of parliamentary system of government that incorporates a series of procedures for operating a legislature. Their current Prime Minister is Mahathir bin Mohamad Yassin, and he is the 8th Prime Minister of Malaysia since March 1 in the year 2020. Let's talk about their religion. In Malaysia, there are 5 religions, and these are Buddhism, Muslim, Christian, Hinduism, and Taoism. Buddhism is a faith that was founded by Siddhartha Gautama more than 2,500 years ago in India, with about 470 million followers, scholars consider Buddhism as one of the major religions in the world, and there are 19.8 Buddhism in Malaysia. Muslims are people who follow or practice Islam, a monotheistic Abrahamic religion. The derivation of Muslim is from an Arabic word meaning submitter to God, and there are 61.3% of Muslims in Malaysia. Christians. Christians are people who follow or adhere to Christianity, a monotheistic Abrahamic religion based on the life and teachings of Jesus Christ. The words Christ and Christians derive from the Koine Greek titled Christos, and there are 9.2 Christians in Malaysia. Hinduism. Hinduism is the world's oldest religion, according to many scholars, with roots and customs dating back more than 4,000 years. Today, with 900 million followers, Hinduism is the third largest religion behind Christianity and Islam, and there are 6.3 Hinduism in Malaysia. And lastly is Taoism. Taoism is a religion and a philosophy from ancient China that has influenced folk and national belief. Taoism has been connected to the philosopher Lao Tzu, and there are 3.4 Taoism in Malaysia. And now, let's move on to their languages. And there are 5 spoken languages in Malaysia. These are Bahasa, English, Chinese, Tamil, and Thai. And in Malaysia, Bahasa is their national language. And here are some of the Bahasa words. We have kawan or friend, sinta or love, and jiwa or soul. And of course, in English, we have love, care, justice. We also have house, buildings, forks, spoons, and many more. And in Chinese, they have xie xie, thank you, peng yo, friend, and dawichi is I'm sorry. In Tamil, they have paal or milk, kudu or give, and padi or study. And in Thai, they have sawadika, which is hello, jerganmai, which is see you later, and sabaydikapkun, which means I'm fine, thanks. And now, let's move on to the customs and traditions of Malaysia. And the first one is respect to elders. The children of a Malay household are strictly bound by custom to look upon their parents with respect and obedience. Following Islamic practices, Malays would attend Friday Jumaat prayers at nearby mosques at noon. And secondly is praying. Most businesses will give a 2-hour lunch break or longer on Fridays for Malays and Muslim workers to go perform their prayers, whereas morning school sessions are dismissed early and afternoon sessions start later to allow time for students and parents to carry out the prayers. And the third one is about their dressing. The traditional Malay dressing is quite conservative as per the laws of Islam. The Malay formal dress for men is the baju Melayu, a loose, long-sleeved shirt which is worn over a pair of trousers. A white cap known as kopiya is worn while going to the mosque for prayers. A velvet cap called as sungkuk is also worn along with the formal dress in leather shoes. Women, on the other hand, wear baju kurung, a loose tunic worn over a long skirt, which is usually made of batik, silk, or sungkit material. A shawl known as salendang is used to cover the head. And the next one is upon giving birth. A Malay woman does not leave the house for 40 days after the birth of her child. At the end of this period, a ceremony called bercukur is conducted where the child's head is shaved. And the next one is Malay houses. Traditionally, Malay houses in the village are constructed of wood or timber and palm leaves or atap. It is built on a platform that is raised on stilts. This is done not only to protect the house from floods and incursions of any wild animals or reptiles, but also to keep the house cool during the hot tropical days. And the last one is their greetings. When a guest visits a home, the host would greet them Assalamualaikum, which means peace be upon you. And now let's move on to their currency. Their currency is ringgit money. 1 ringgit money is equal to 12.24 pesos. And now let's talk about their national sport. Their national sport is sepak takraw. Sepak takraw or a kickball is a sport native in Southeast Asia. Sepak takraw differs from the similar sport of foot volley in its use of a rattan ball and only allowing players to use their feet, knee, and head to touch the ball. And now let's talk about their dances. And the first one is Datun Julud. Datun Julud or Hornbill dance is a traditional women's dance of Kenya tribe of Sarawak, Malaysia. A single dancer, a barefooted woman usually dance with a fluid motion to emulate a hornbill dance. The dancer is dressed in an elaborate designed costume, colorful beads, and headdresses. And the next one is Joget. Joget is a traditional Malay dance that is originated in Malacca. The dance is of Portuguese roots and is accompanied by an ensemble consisting of a violin of Western world, a nabgong of Asia, a flute, and at least 2 rebana or gendang of maritime Southeast Asia. And lastly, we have the candle dance or Tarian Lilin. It is performed by women who do a delicate dance while balancing candles in small dishes. And now let's move on to their festivals. And the first one is Hari Raya Idul Fitr. Eid is known in Malaysia as Hari Raya Idul Fitr, or more popularly known as Lebaran, and is a national holiday. People return to their hometown or city to celebrate with their families and to ask forgiveness from parents-in-laws and other elders. And they also have Chinese New Year or the Lunar New Year. It is a festival that celebrates the beginning of a new year on the traditional lunisolar Chinese calendar, and it is celebrated every February 1st. And the next one is Deepavali or Diwali. It is a festival of lights and one of the most major festivals celebrated by Hindus, Jains, Sikhs, and some Buddhists. The festival usually lasts 5 days and is celebrated during the Hindu lunisolar month or Kartika. And the next one is Wesak, or also spelled as Vesak. It's a day celebrated by Buddhists around the world. Buddhists in Malaysia celebrate Buddha's birth, enlightenment, and death on Wesak Day. It is sometimes referred to as Buddha's birthday, Buddha Day, or Buddha Punirma. Wesak Day is celebrated on the Sunday that is closest to the May's full moon. And of course, they also have Christmas, the birth of Jesus Christ. And now, let's move on to their delicious foods. And the first one on the list is Roti Canai. Roti Canai is an Indian-influenced flatbread dish found in several countries in Southeast Asia, including Brunei, Indonesia, Malaysia, and Singapore. And the second one is chicken curry. Chicken curry is a dish originating from the Indian subcontinent. It is common in the Indian subcontinent, Southeast Asia, and Great Britain, as well as in the Caribbean, where it is usually referred to as curry chicken. And the next one is Asam Laksa. Asam Laksa is a flavorful, tangy, and spicy Malaysian fish-based rice noodle soup. It is a dish not to be missed when visiting Malaysia. Asam Laksa is one of the most popular noodle dishes in Malaysia. And they also have this Curry Laksa. Curry Laksa is a Malaysian coconut-based curried noodle soup topped with shredded shrimp, chicken, fried tofu, and bean sprouts. A must try! Curry Laksa is a fusion of Chinese noodles and Southeast Asian curries. And last but not the least is Satay. Satay is a Southeast Asian dish of seasoned skewered and grilled meat served with a sauce. The earliest preparations of satay is believed to have originated in Javanese cuisine, but has spread to almost anywhere in Indonesia and Malaysia. And of course, if they have their very delicious and spicy foods, you would not miss touring on their different tourist spots. And we have here the famous Petronas Twin Tower. The Petronas Towers or the Petronas Twin Towers are twin skyscrapers in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. According to the Council on Tall Buildings and Urban Habitats official definition and ranking, they were the tallest buildings in the world from 1998 to 2004 when they were surpassed by Taipei 101. And next is the Panorama Langkawi Cable. The Langkawi Cable, also known as Langkawi Skycab, is one of the major attractions in Langkawi Island, Kedah, Malaysia. It provides an aerial link from the oriental village of Teluk Burau to the peak of Gunung Machincang, which is also in the location of Langkawi Sky Bridge. And next is the Batu Caves. Batu Caves is a limestone hill that has a series of caves and cave temples in Gombak, Selangor, Malaysia. It takes its name from the Malay word Batu, meaning rock. The hill was originally known as Kapal Tanggang from legend of Sea Tanggang. The nearby town is named after the Batu Caves limestone formation. And the next one is Mulu Caves, or the Gunung Mulu National Park. It is a protected rainforest in Malaysian Borneo. It's known for its dramatic peaks and caves, including the huge Batfield Deer Cave. The cave leads to the Garden of Eden, a hidden valley and waterfall enclosed by limestone cliffs. And next is their famous Entopia. Entopia started off as a butterfly farm and is today more than triple its original size. Filled with live butterflies, insects, and reptiles, it is indeed one of the most visited spots in Malaysia. And next is the Palau Chuman. Chuman Island lies off the east coast of peninsular Malaysia in the South China Sea. Its nature reserve, ringed by beaches. The area is known for its dive sites which have corals, sea fans, and sea sponges, as well as shipwrecks. The island is covered in tropical rainforests, home to butterflies, lizards, and monkeys. And now, let's move on to the most important thing when exploring Malaysia. And these are the do's and don'ts. The first one is shaking of hands. Do not shake with men for greeting, but not women unless they offer to do so first. The traditional greeting or salam resembles a handshake with both hands but without a gasp. People greet visitors by placing their right hand over their chest to mean I greet you from my heart. And the next one is removing of shoes when entering the temple. Do remove your shoes when entering a Malaysian home, temple, or mosques. It is customary to remove and leave footwear outside the house. This practice is also applicable when visiting religious buildings. And the next one is using the right hand. Do use right hand to give or to receive something. The right hand should also be used for eating. It is considered discourteous in Malay custom to use left hand when handing over or receiving things. And the next one is about before traveling. Do carry essential travel documents and have your health insurance and health certificates ready before you travel. And next is touching the head. Do not touch the head of an adult. Touching people on the head is considered rude. And the next one is pointing four fingers. Do not point four fingers at things. Instead, the thumb of the right hand with four fingers folded under is the preferred way. Pointing your foot. Do not point your feet towards people or sacred images. It is also considered rude. And next is no PDA or no public display actions. Kissing on the streets and holding hands while walking is prohibited. And last but not the least is about drinking alcohol. When you are in Malaysia, avoid drinking alcohol. The country's large Muslim population does not drink alcohol. And that ends my presentation about Malaysia. I hope you enjoyed and learned something. Terima kasih.